This episode of the Local Hustlers podcast is brought to you by Flamingo Pools, your go-to maintenance and repair company in the East Valley. Stop wasting your valuable time trying to take care of your pool and let the professionals at Flamingo Pools take care of it for you. Visit azflamingopools.com for a free quote today.
You're listening to the Local Hustlers Podcast, East Valley Locals. Get connected with small businesses near you and dive deep into their stories, mindset, and motives. Entrepreneurs everywhere. Get ready to be inspired by business owners, entrepreneurs, and hustlers that you can relate to and learn from. And now, your hosts, Dallin Huso and Ridge Waldberg.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Local Hustlers Podcast. This week, Ridge and I are super excited to be here with Lynden Brench, former MMA wrestler, correct?
Fighter, yeah, correct.
And an England native.
Yes, sir.
And also the owner of Trash Pandas.
Az Trash Pandas.
Az Trash Pandas.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're a lot of questions on all that. So why don't we just jump right into it and have you give us a quick background of your life?
So obviously, my name's Lynden. Nearly 30 this year, which is kind of crazy. Wow. I moved here 8 years ago from Manchester, England. I moved here. Well, I didn't really intentionally move here. I came here on vacation. I was supposed to stay 3 months. Met a girl, got married, never went home.
Goes.
It's pretty great. We're not together anymore, but that's like the story of how I stayed. Kept fighting for a long time. Kept training. Ended up actually running Power MMA, the MMA gym in Gilbert.
Oh, yeah.
So, the guys there, Ryan and CB, they're the guys who kind of brought me over. They were like, you should come train with us and stuff. So, I kind of packed my bags and came over. It was fun. I managed that place for 4 years and then got into graphic design, which is what I went to college for, which I never quite completed. I kind of dropped out like a month before the end, which is an interesting story. I did graphic design, had a little graphic design business, print resale business for like 3 years. And then I've been running Az Trash Pandas for 18 months now.
Okay.
Yeah, running up to 2 years in this October.
Nice.
So it's been interesting. It's been fun going from like working in a gym, like sweating every day, like training, beating people up, getting beat up, to graphic design behind a desk, and now I'm cleaning trash cans.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
So how old were you when you moved here from England?
I'm 29 now, so 21.
Okay.
Yeah, right, that perfect.
Wow.
age.
Yeah. And were you doing fighting over there too?
Yeah, I was training here and there. I was more in a sales job, so I was
over there?
Training here and there, and like doing small like local fights and stuff, but nothing on the level like of anything that the US could give me. Yeah. And then I was in a really heavy like hardcore cold calling sales job, which is awesome. I love that sort of stuff. And then, I met those guys in a nightclub in England, bumped into them a couple of times during the night, had a crazy night drinking and partying and stuff. And then they were like, hey, you should come over. And I was like, I'll come over, like, no problem. And they didn't believe me. And then 2 days later, I was like, hey, I booked my plane ticket.
You showed up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I went over, and then I stayed with CB. So he fights in the UFC. I stayed with him for probably about a week, and then I moved into like a long stay hotel, and it was crazy. I rode my bike to and from the gym every day. It was fun.
That's really
it was
fun.
cool. And then I was like, you know what? And then I met this girl like 2 months in, and we were like, I don't want to go home, and she said, there's no need. So
she couldn't let you go with that accent.
Exactly. Yeah. So we got married, and then ended up staying, and it's been crazy. That was 8 years ago.
Wow.
9 years this September.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you going to school at all in England, or was that after you moved
that
here?
was before. So England's kind of different. You don't really do like long college. You do like a short college, and then you go to university. So I did graphic design in college, but didn't go to the university side of it. So I stopped school at like 20. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it just wasn't for me. Like I just honestly like sitting there and just. And then there was one day, it kind of sounds bad, but my teacher, I remember being like, hey, I just got a question, like, what's the max a graphic designer can earn? And they were like, 50 grand a year. And I was like, fuck this. Like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, this is miserable. This is terrible. So then I was like, I got to do something else. And then I got into sales, and then,
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's been fun.
That's
definitely a fun journey. America's awesome.
Yeah.
The first day I could buy a gun, I'm like, I'm gonna go get a gun. Like as soon as I got my thing, I'm like, I did everything that an American could do.
Just living the American dream.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Do you think that coming here has helped you like be an entrepreneur and with
massively.
business?
Yeah, there's a lot more opportunity here. I love England; it's home, but it's very restrictive on kind of what you can do.
Yeah.
Hard work here is like super rewarded, and people go above and beyond to support entrepreneurs and people who work for themselves.
Yeah.
Where in England, it's a lot more like, I wouldn't say looked down on, but it's more of like, why are you doing that? It makes no sense because you're very conditioned to like the 9 to 5 in England, work for someone else, which is awesome if you can get the right job.
For sure.
But over here, I couldn't do what I do here over there.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like, no way.
Just mostly on like the support side of thing or economics?
Economic wise, and then just like, I just feel the opportunity here is way more. That people are more receptive to new ideas. Yeah. That they part with their cash more for the right idea. So in America, if someone likes it, they'll just pay to get that awesome service. Yeah. Where in England, they'll shop 10 other companies. Yeah. And they'll pick. They don't care about the service. They'll just pick the cheapest one. So like that's how I feel. Yeah. But America's awesome. Yeah. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. Like I've traveled around and stuff, and yeah, America's pretty cool. I like Arizona. Yeah. You know, I got horrendously sunburnt yesterday.
So did you come straight to Arizona when you moved here? Yeah. Why is that? That's just where these guys were.
That's where these guys were, and I was just training in the gym with them, trying to learn, be a sponge as a fighter. You know, these guys are the top level, and I was just a kid. Like, you know, I still am, but so I stayed in Gilbert, and then I've always been in AZ, but I've kind of visited a bunch of states. I like Arizona. It's cheaper than California. It's close enough to the beach.
For sure, yeah.
I can drive 2 hours south to Mexico, 4 hours to San Diego, 4 hours to Vegas. It's awesome. Go to Utah, where my girlfriend's family is. So
nice.
Like, it's great. Yeah, it's a very easy life here. It's cool.
That's super cool.
It's like I work 3 times harder in America, but it's 3 times easier in life. It's very weird. Yeah, it's cool.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So no excuses if you live in America, right? If you want to start a business, it's the place to be.
Yeah. Some people. I've got a few friends who like are trying to start businesses, and like I'm like, I've been there. It's hard. It's really hard, but like it rewards people. Like we're now in year 2, and we're seeing the rewards of that first year of just
grinding.
Yeah, like we're still grinding now, but it's a different type of grind. It's totally different. Yeah. But it's America rewards hard work, man. Yeah, for sure. Big time. That's big time.
So talk to us about MMA and I guess your transition from stopping that and kind of getting into being an entrepreneur.
So I've always kind of worked for myself, like here and there. So I've always kind of looked for ideas of money. Like when I was back in England, I worked at a phone resale shop. So out here it would be like a Verizon store, but they sell all the networks. Yeah. Okay. And I figured out that with your staff discount, you could get like 90% off this one product. So I bought like 1,000 of them, and then I resold them on eBay. And the company was like, "No, like you can't do this ever again." Like, I've always kind of like figured ideas of like how to like, kind of convert, like buy low, like sell high, and like figure out a product to sell or something. But yeah, when I got here, I was fighting. Then I realized like. At the gym, I was managing the gym. I was doing sales at the gym, and then the GM left, and then he brought me in as GM, and I was realizing we were paying graphic designers like $100 an hour. I was like, this is crazy. Like I did this at school, like I could do this. So I just put a Craigslist ad out. Some guy hit me up, $150 for a logo, which isn't that much, but I was like, it's gonna take me 45 minutes. Like,
so you're just doing like freelance stuff.
Just doing freelance stuff for the first like 6 months, and then I was like, and then the gym kind of got bought from some other people, and I got an opportunity to kind of leave the gym in a good way and like still be in really good graces with the owners and stuff, and it worked out really well. And they actually own a company called Juby, which is an energy drink, so I kind of did sales for them a little bit too. But yeah, doing the graphic design, then we just grew, and then I ended up being one of the biggest designers for the vape industry for about a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would go out to California and visit like the big vape factories and see all my labels, like millions of my labels going around bottles and stuff, which was really cool. Yeah. And then the FDA came in and then cut all the design for vapes. So then I was kind of like, the design industry's dying off, and it's nice to be home, like working from home. We had a few designers in California that we would like outsource to and stuff, but it was nice to be home with the dog. Like, in the AC, like not moving, like, way different from fighting. And I could train when I wanted to instead of like being forced to train.
For sure.
Because I wasn't fighting anymore. I'll get back to why I wasn't fighting anymore in a minute. But so then, doing the graphic design, and I just felt like it was, I've hit like a ceiling. I'm like, okay, if I want to go big on this, designers make $40 an hour. Like this is going to be like really hard to figure out a scalable business with a design studio. Because if something crazy happens, COVID-19 happened, luckily I wasn't doing design, we're screwed. All the clients close, we're screwed. So it was weird. I was looking into other businesses, and I was kind of looking at different stuff, and I couldn't really settle on an idea. So I was like, I'll just keep doing design. And then one day I went outside and my trash can was disgusting. I have a big dog. He's 120-pound wolf hybrid. He's like,
wow.
He's awesome. He's like my best friend. Yeah, I've had him for 8 of the 9 years. So yeah, I love him. So he, his poop stinks up the can and all that. And I'm like, there has to be a better way to clean this can. So I'm like trying to clean it myself, and I'm like, oh, this is driving me insane. I spent like an hour with bleach. I got bleach burns all over my skin.
Shoot.
I'm like, this is horrendous. So I looked on Google, and there was one company. This is like about 2 years ago. There was one company, and I'm like, oh, I've got to call him. I call him out. I pay him like $60. He cleans my can, and he just made a mess. Like there was trash in the street everywhere, all the trash from inside the can. I'm like, there has to be a better way. It took him 45 minutes to clean one can. He's in there with a power washer, manually power washing it. I'm like,
he's probably getting disgusted.
Head to toe crap. Yeah. Like literally, I'm like, oh, this is the worst. I know what's in that can. He's like, it's fine. I'm like, oh man, I feel bad. And then he leaves, and then there's trash in the street. So I'm still out there with a shovel, like getting the trash up. Like, I thought I paid for this guy to do this kind of thing. So then I sat on it for about 6 months. I looked into a way of like, okay, how much money would we need, and what would we need to actually build this? And there was these big companies in Florida and one in Texas that build these huge trucks that are $100,000 plus. There's one sat right outside. Yeah. We'll get to how we got one of those, but they're incredible. They basically they automatically lift the can up, they clean it.
Do you spend more time cleaning your pool than you spend swimming in it? Then call Flamingo Pools today. Flamingo Pools is your go-to swimming pool maintenance and repair company in the East Valley. Whether it's weekly maintenance, repairs, green to cleans, or one-time cleanings, Flamingo Pools will take care of you. Honest, reliable, and innovative. Just a few of the many good things Flamingo Pools customers have to say about them. Ask them about their mineral treatment, which will keep your chemical levels down, allowing you to have a healthier bathing experience. At Flamingo Pools, they know that your pool was made to be enjoyed, so let them handle the rest. Check them out at azflamingopools.com or give them a call at 480-422-6013. Mention this podcast and you'll get your first month of maintenance completely free. That's azflamingopools.com and 480-422-6013.
So, my dad's friend who, very lucky that he kind of is around and stuff. Yeah. So he does import-export, and he's pretty successful. He's got this lighthouse in the Isle of Man. It's really cool. He lives the life, basically. Yeah. I was saying he's in quarantine in Spain right now, and he's living the life. It's pretty sweet. And then what he does now is he takes his money and he invests it in his friends. Okay. So if they've got a great idea, he's like, he wants to get his friends out of the 9-to-5 and grind, which is awesome. It's awesome. It's kind of where I want to be in 30, 40 years. Right. So we're sat around breakfast in Snooze in downtown Gilbert. Mm-hmm. He's like, what's new with you? And I'm telling him design's good, but it's kind of plateauing. Like money's decent. Like, I'm a big car guy, so I'm like, I've got like a nice little Volkswagen GTI that we've tuned up and stuff. Like, it was cool. I recently sold it. We'll get there in a minute. And I was like, I was thinking about this trash can cleaning, and I explained to him, like, there's these big companies in Florida and Texas that make these $100,000 machines. I couldn't afford something like that. And he was like, put something together and let me know. I'm like, okay. And he was like, I'd be willing to invest an X amount. I think it was like 20 grand or something. Right. I was like, okay, well, let me try and figure out a way that we can get this off the ground for 20 grand. And we had a little bit of money, but I didn't really want to put anything because I knew I wouldn't get paid for about 2 years. So I was like, okay, I'm going to need a backup if we're going to start a new business. I'm going to need a backup. I'm going to need to still run the design business and all that stuff. So me and my old business partner, Matt, sat down. He is my girlfriend's sister's old boyfriend. So we sat down and I was like, hey, I'm going to need some help. So he kind of came in and we sat down and put this business plan together, found a company in Canada that built a machine and a whole system for 20 grand. And I was like, wow, this is great. We still need a truck, and we still need advertising costs and startup costs, and we're going to need stupid stuff like t-shirts and like little things like marketing flyers and Facebook ad money and stuff. So we figured out we need about 35 grand. So we put this big proposal together for Nick, and we send it to him, and he looks at it and he's like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it. I thought, awesome. Like we flew to Vegas, bought this 2017 like 1500 truck. It was great. Bought this machine from Canada. Flew down, like installed it all. Amazing. We spent basically every penny on setting the company up. We spent a fortune the first month marketing, like an absolute fortune. And we had this little pickup, and it picked up 1 can at a time when we could clean. It had 100-gallon tanks, so we could clean about 15 houses a day, which was massive back then. You know?
Yeah.
Now we cleaned 60 yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. And the other day we cleaned like 84. It's crazy. But yeah, so we had this little can. We're really happy with it, and we did really well. We spent all our money in the first month on marketing. Like, let's hit the ground running. We had a great December. January 3rd, no, that's wrong. December 29th, someone crashed into the side of the truck. So we spent all this money, got everything going, and we're like chock-a-block every day. We're out every single day cleaning cans. We're like, this is awesome. Like, this is great. So then I'm driving home one day, and this lady comes through an intersection, and tries to like overtake me in the intersection and hits me. Truck's gone for a month, so we lost probably about 40% of our customers. Wow. All that marketing money was gone. The specials we had on the flyers were like New Year specials, and we couldn't get them out until the middle of February. It was an absolute nightmare, and there was a point where we were like, okay, we can't quit because we just took all this money to start this business.
Right.
Like, what are we going to do? So we kind of sat for a month, and we couldn't do anything. We had no truck. We were kind of just holding on to our customers, kind of keeping the outreach, like trying to keep people happy, sending them like little coffee gift cards and stuff like that. And luckily we came out of it, and then it was really, really tough because Matt was running the technical side of stuff, and he moved to Boston. And then I stayed in Arizona to actually run the hands-on of the business. But it was really tough because after the crash, we didn't really have any capital left. Because all the money we'd spent had been wasted when it crashed, and we had to pay for, the insurance deductibles and just a crazy amount of money to get it fixed. Even with the truck down, we lost a ton of money. So then the first, I then went, honestly, it was very part-time business for the next 10 months. So we were gaining customers, but it was really the truck would constantly break down. The machine we got. We were gaining customers. We didn't have enough to buy one of the big trucks, but we had enough to keep running. But it was a very weird place.
Yeah, you're kind of in the mud.
Yeah, and we were just like, okay, well, we can't afford new equipment, and we can't keep taking on customers because our truck keeps breaking down. It'd break down on a 20 customers, which was massive for those small tanks. Yeah, and then we'd have the next day we'd have to do them, so we'd have 40 the next day, and if we couldn't get it done, then we'd have 60 the next day, and it was just piling up. And you guys have worked outside in the AZ heat. You're sweating at 4 in the afternoon. I'm cleaning trash cans in the truck. The lift would break, so I'd have to lift the trash cans in. And, I'd go out at noon and come in at 9 o'clock at night, just covered in trash juice. It was absolutely terrible. And it got to a point in about September when I was like, listen, we need to do something. We picked up a bunch of commercial power washing jobs, and I was like, there's so much money in this power washing. We can either convert to power washing, and we had to make a decision of we need to either get new equipment, bigger, badder, badass equipment that can run it properly. But we didn't have the money. I've not been in the US long enough to have good credit. We didn't have any business credit. And then I didn't want to go to Nick and be like, hey, we need another $100,000. Right. It's kind of rough, especially when we were making a very small profit. Making 20% profit on the month on the first year of business, which was awesome. We kind of sat there for 2 weeks and kind of figured out okay, what are we going to do? And I was looking at used trucks, and we looked at a company in Ahwatukee that had a truck, and they had about 300 customers, and they had a truck, and he wanted 90 grand for it. I'm like, we don't have that kind of money, but I'm interested in new customers. So then he kind of went away for about 3 months, didn't hear anything from him. And then all of a sudden I got a phone call one day, and this was 3 months prior. So about 2 weeks into us kind of figuring out what are we going to do. We either really invest some money, we find an investor, we do something to get these big trucks. But these big trucks come in, the payments are $3,000 a month. Right. You're cleaning cans at $15 a pop. it's hard to get that kind of so we sat there and I was like, I don't know what we're gonna do. And one day my phone rang and it was my personal phone, which I don't really answer very often unless I know the number, because my work phone I answer every time. And I answered it, and it was a guy who lived in Gilbert who bought one of these big trucks, went out on one day of can cleaning on a HOA and never cleaned again. And I was like, what's your name? And he was like, oh, we're the Arizona Can Cleaning Company or something like this. And I was like, oh, I actually saw your guys' truck at a gas station. And the guy running the truck was an absolute asshole to me. I put absolute asshole to me. And I pulled up and I was like, hey man, that truck's like incredible. Like, it had a bit of branding on it. I was like, I've never heard of you guys. And he goes, yeah, we only do HOAs. And I was like, can I take a look at the truck? He was like, no, if you want to look at it, we'll go buy one. I'm like, okay. Like, all right. And I was there in my little truck, and he was just kind of a dick. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then we ended up buying his truck. But so then this guy calls me. He's like, hey, I have this truck. We've not used it for 8 months. It's sat there. We want to sell it. Do you guys want it? And I'm like, yeah, but we have no credit. How much do you want for it? And they wanted an absurd amount of money because it was basically brand new.
Yeah.
30 hours on the washer. We do that in 3 days now. And then there was like 1,000 miles on the truck, and it had driven from Texas. So it was like basically all driving miles. Brand new. Absolutely brand new. So I said, hey, will you self-finance it? And I asked the question, and he said 100%.
Really?
So then literally within 5 days, we had that truck, and it was one of the craziest moments, because I was like, okay, this isn't knuckle time. We either close or we get another truck, and we have to figure this out. Yeah. And that landed on my lap. Wow. Which was one of the craziest days of my life. And then we picked it up at a farm that was less than a mile from where we keep our truck, and we'd never even seen this thing before.
No way.
And so that's how we have our big truck now. And then we move, and then we have our big truck, and we're like, okay, now we need customers. Now we really need customers. We've been holding back on marketing because we couldn't really take any more with the small equipment. Very weird space to be in business, where you're like, we don't want any customers because we can't take them. Yeah. Now we've got this big truck. Let's do it. Let's get these customers. Phone call, an email comes through 2 days later from the guy who spoke to me 3 months prior with the truck in Ahwatukee and the 200 customers. Hey, I want to sell you my customer list for $3,000. And I was like, no, I can't do that. It doesn't make sense for me. So I said, send me your customer list. Let's figure out what they're actually worth. So he sends me his list. And I work out that half of these customers have already paid for the year, and the refund that he would have to apply. And he was moving out of state. The business was doing well. It was profitable, I believe. The refund he would have to apply was worth more than the $3,000 he wanted. So we ended up taking his customers for $1, which was a great deal for us. So we just got this truck, and then 3 days later, we just got 200 new customers.
No way.
Awesome. So yeah, and that's basically. And then I sat down and I was like, I need to do this full time. I spoke to Matt. He has a family, very different life than me. He's got 2 kids and all this stuff. So we agreed that he would basically walk away from the company, and I would take full time, drop the design company full time with us, and that's what happened in December.
Okay.
And
just a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, and we've grown January, February, March. Very weird. We didn't do really anything because I was trying to figure out all these different roles. Yeah. In the company, I hired 2 people. It's been pretty crazy, and we've still not taken any more investment or anything. So it's just growing. Yeah. And then we've grown in the last 3 months on trash can cleaning. We've grown more than the prior 12.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So not even the last 3 months. That's a lie. This quarter. So what's that, April 1st? April 1st, we've grown more than the last 12, which is insane. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. I sat down and forced myself to relearn Facebook ads. I spent hours just in front of the computer like, okay, I'm going to learn this. And then my girlfriend calls me Even Stevens. So anything bad that happens, I get a Even Stevens reaction. Yeah. 2 days later, Facebook messaged me and they said, hey, we want to give you a marketing expert just for you, that you can call on, every 10 days. You can do a call with them, and they'll have an hour and they'll talk you through. What a blessing. So brought this Facebook marketing expert on, which is free, and now we run about 5 ads monthly, and our Facebook marketing is absolutely killing it.
Really?
Like our ads and stuff, yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, ever since we implemented like a real marketing plan, sat down, relearned it, and instead of just like winging it, becoming an expert, and not an expert, but becoming way more knowledgeable, and applying it to the areas that I know instead of trying to fuck around in areas I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know about newspaper media and
Right.
newsletters and stuff like that. We advertise in HOA newsletters, but I'm not gonna pay to be on the front page of something when I don't know how. It's not my space.
For sure.
So we advertise what we know, and now we know Facebook, and it's killing it. It's awesome. Yeah, it's really cool.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Right.
It's fun. Yeah.
And that brings it to here, right?
To here, yeah.
Cool.
And now we have 2 trucks now. So we kept the first truck. We sold the machine off the first truck to a local guy who had a very old setup. So he got an upgrade.
Okay.
We got an upgrade. It's awesome. We pass him customers if they're out of our area. He passes us customers. We work really well together.
That's awesome.
But he has our old equipment, and he runs it way more efficiently than we do. He did a bunch of upgrades to it and stuff, so it doesn't break down all the time.
Right.
Which we did, but we were running so many cans, and we were running commercial stuff with like really filthy inside. But yeah, so we have 2 trucks. We have the big one, which is outside, which is massive. It holds 5.5 times more than our original truck. It pushes twice the amount of water. It picks up 2 cans at once. It's a beast.
Yeah.
Most people have, every time I talk to someone with this shirt on or like the logo, they're like, "Oh, I've seen you guys on Facebook."
Yeah.
So like most people have seen our truck, and then we have the little truck which does power washing. We do 9 Starbucks. We do every single Popeyes in the state.
Really?
We do 6 Chick-fil-A's. We do what else do we do? We do a lot of commercial stuff. Yeah, the power washing. So we'll go in and clean up the dumpsters. And then we'll clean up the area around it and all the walkways. So like Chick-fil-A, I always do like the drive-through, the dumpsters, all the walkways. It's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so how'd you get customers like that? Because those are pretty big customers.
I'm a really good sales guy. So one of the big turning points in our business was when I kind of got not full control. So, when I got full control of the business and I took it over, I had to hire someone. So I hired a really good sales guy. And I am the most pickiest person with salespeople. Especially on the phone. I ran a sales team in England, and you've got to be right. And my thing was, if you're calling these huge clients, don't mess that one opportunity up. Yeah. So we went over everything on the phone meticulously. But yeah, I hired a salesperson.
Oh wow! How did you find someone in the first?
He's a friend, which I'm really, really happy about. Yeah, he's a friend, and I was like, "Hey, do you think you could do this?" And he he used to work for Google, and he has an analytical company, so he does a lot of mail-in lists and stuff like that. But he's like, "Yeah, I have all the network. I know what I'm doing," and he's got a very different technique of me. I'm very upfront and let's just get it done kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he is very meticulous and analytical. So he'll, we bidded on Superstar Car Wash, and he measured every single square foot of every single thing, every single stain, and sent them this big proposal, which is what we need as a company. That's what I was lacking, and it's not something I ever want to do. I don't want to put together a 10-page media packet for a company that might not buy, whereas he loves it. So, so I hired a sales guy, and he brought us Popeyes, Starbucks, and we're today we're doing a Cerro Cooley Station in Gilbert, so they just opened the apartment complex. Yeah. So we're cleaning them today and tomorrow. We're doing 2 Starbucks tonight, 2 Popeyes tomorrow. So the little truck, the power washing truck, stays really busy. Really busy.
So does he just cold call, Starbucks?
Cold calls and then emails. So he'll send he'll cold call and then he'll email them, or he'll email first and then he'll call back. Hey, did you guys get my email? Yeah. But he'll usually get in with one store, and then he asks the question, hey, how do I get in the others? And then they will just direct him through. And it really is as easy as that most of the time. Yeah. You nail one, do it really well. Hey, I want others. What do we have to do? Yeah. Yeah. So he's been awesome. And then I don't run the truck anymore. Very rare. I ran it yesterday. My employee Jake, he's awesome. He's kind of at the backbone of our company. He kind of helps me do what needs to be done on the paperwork side and the sales side and the marketing and all that, because he runs the truck. I'm very lucky that I don't have to run it anymore. It's nice. But he's very lucky that we have the big truck. If we were running the small one with the little cans and stuff, it's a rough time. But yeah, I'm super lucky to have those guys, and those guys help me do my job way better. I get up at 5 a.m. I prep the truck for Jake. By 6:30, he's out the door with the truck. It's awesome. And then he's not back till 1. I've got that time to sit with Paul, go over sales with Paul. What are we doing this week? What do you need to close this deal? What do you need to close this deal? I'll go over emails, customer service, and then by 1 or 2, Jake's back with the truck, and my day is not done, but 90% of my day is done. Right. It's kind of nice. Yeah, and then I can make repairs on the trucks or prep for power washing jobs, and then you'd go to meetings and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, the hustle's way different now. The hustle used to be out cleaning cans scrubbing trash cans and stuff, and now like the hustle's way different, but it's still awesome.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've been able to grow the business more since the hustle is different?
Yeah. Ever since hiring Jake, I think that's one of the reasons why I think we've grown so much, is because I'm now focusing on getting more attention on the company, and that's a big thing for us. Is like, I want attention on the company constantly, because how do people know we exist? You know, if we get attention of 100 people, let's say, usually if we hit 100 people, 30 will hit the website, 10 will buy. Those 20 that didn't hit the website, they'll buy eventually because they're interested enough to click the website. You know, people don't have time anymore. Amazon's a good example. I get annoyed if it's more than 2 days. Like, you're shipping me a swimming pool, like an inflatable swimming pool. It should take more than 2 days. Like, you know, but those people, when they go, oh, our trash can stinks. I know those guys, Az Trash Pandas, and then they'll come back. Right. That's the thing. Like, we get people who. We used to go around on little mini scooters at like 5 a.m. and just hang hangers on trash cans and stuff. It's awesome. We get people who still hit us up today from hangers a year ago. Wow. Yeah. And I stuck it on my fridge. Awesome. Like, let's do it. Yeah, you've still got the discount. We'll honor that pricing. Like, you know, it's great. And that's the thing. Like, the marketing we did the first 3 or 4 months is really paying off now. Like, really paying off. Yeah, it's awesome.
Because I feel like
different now.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those businesses where you don't like know you need it until you see it. And you're like, oh, that's such a good idea. Like, I need that for my trash cans. Because I'm never like, oh, I need to get my trash cans cleaned. But once you see someone that's doing it, it's like, oh.
Once you see maggots in your trash can, then you want to get them cleaned. Right. About 50% of maggots. So
really,
yeah. But our customers have helped us hugely too. Like I was telling you guys yesterday, we went to Goodyear. We don't service Goodyear. It's too far. It's 51 miles. Like, it's far. Our truck gets 5 miles to the gallon. I don't like driving to Goodyear.
Wow.
I do not like driving there. We're a full tank of water. But we have a customer there who is incredible. She hit us up and she said, hey, I can get you near enough every house in the neighborhood. And I said, sign us up. So we give them a half price deal. We did 59 homes yesterday, 6 hours. Awesome. Like, signed everyone up. Love it. Yeah, we'll go out there and we'll do that. And we're only able to do that because that customer was like, I want my trash can cleaned, and I'll put the effort in to make sure you guys come out. Wow. Like, and so she like created this Facebook group, you know, like, it's awesome. Yeah. Like, she has like a Facebook group for the community and posts in there and allows us to like have people. Yeah, it's incredible. That's awesome. Stuff like that has helped us grow like massively. Yeah, it's cool. The customers rally for us. It's awesome. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Tell me about some of the other marketing tactics you used right when you got started.
When we first got started, I was very not traditional, but more like hangers on cans, hangers on doors, like stickers on cans. Like, I want to be like in front of someone, and we put a lot of money into Facebook with not a lot of return because we didn't really know what we were doing. We were boosting ads instead of boosting posts instead of like running ads. So we spent $1,000 a month on Facebook at the beginning. Right. We weren't getting anything back. We get like 5-6 orders, maybe 7, and now we spend that and we get 50 orders. But we would do a lot of hangers on cans, and then the town of Gilbert told us we can't do it anymore. So we've done a lot of stuff where the towns have called us and been like, no.
Oh, really?
Like, okay, but like I always say, ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
Yeah.
Like, and we worked out like the fine is probably worth paying versus like hanging the cans. So we just kept doing it, but now we've stopped doing that. But yeah, like that's the maturity of the company. Like, we used to do like hangers on things. I used to drive down to one of the parking lots in downtown Gilbert on a Friday night and take my business card, which had like a buy one get one free, and put it on every single car. So like I would hit like, I don't know, 500 cars down there, 3 parking lots, and people would be like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just it's give us an email, I'll give you a free one, please don't complain, like but yeah, we used to do a lot of like ground stuff, and now we do a lot of digital stuff with very little ground stuff. So like, as we've matured as a company, the ground stuff's awesome, but I don't want my employees out there at 3 p.m. hanging hangers. Like, it's not fun in summer. Like, it's not fun. No. I want my employees to be like, this is a fun job. So we recently switched from same day cleanings, like we would come after they've collected, to next day, because those guys are out cleaning cans. They can't start till 1 because sometimes the collection isn't till like noon. Chandler doesn't collect till 2, so they can't start until 2. And then the hottest part of the day, so I was like, no. So we switched it to the mornings. So now we start at 6 a.m. the next day, and we go till like 2 p.m.
Much better. Yeah.
Way better. They're back by lunchtime. They've got a better quality of life working the same job. Yeah. Like, it's so much easier. conditioning Jake, who's 20, to get up at 5 a.m. They're like, hey man, it's worth it. Like, and now he loves it. He's like, it's one of the best things I ever did. If someone taught me to get up at 5 a.m. at 20, I'd probably be a lot more wealthy than I'd be a lot more wealthy than I am right now. Yeah. And when you're a graphic designer working from home, you look at the clock, it's like 11, and you're like, I may as well get up. And you just drag your laptop over, and you're just like, that's today's work done. Easy. Yeah. Now I'm like up at 5, like on my little scooter. Yeah. Now it's way different. It's fun.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's good.
What's the difference in the Facebook ads? Because you said you were spending like $1,000 and getting like no return. Now you're spending $1,000 and getting a lot. What's the difference?
It was just learning what actually you should be doing. So we were like boosting posts. So I'll get technical with it, but on Facebook you've got an ads manager and then you've just got your page. Yeah. So we were just like, oh, that post is awesome, let's boost it. When we didn't know any better, so we'd spend like $200 on a boost, and like the only people that would see it were already people that liked our page. Yeah. It's like, that's great, but we're only reaching those people and their buddies. Yeah. Like, they already know about it because those people are so loyal to us. They've already posted about us on Facebook. We love Az Trash Pandas. They've come out and cleaned our cans. They already know. Yeah. So now we retarget. If you hit our website and you hit pricing but don't hit the checkout, you're going to get an ad for a $3 off code. Shout out to the $3 off code. It's awesome. Panda 3 gives you $3 off. So yeah, if you like go to our website and you hit price and you don't go to the checkout, those 3 days you're gonna get hit with ads. Those 3 days, and then you'll get hit with the normal ones for 180 days after, until you hit that checkout. So that's like really something really technical we do. We also retarget a lookalike audience. So everyone who's hit the checkout, we target everyone who is 3% within their lookalike. So if it's like, you know, a 50-year-old woman who's a doctor who lives in Chandler, it'll target a 50-year-old woman who's a doctor who lives in Chandler who might have one kid, and that 3% is the 1%, like the 3% different. That kid is like the variable. Or she might be a 50-year-old doctor who lives in Gilbert. Yeah. So then that's the 3%. So that's how we target, and that's how we figure out who works best. And what that does, it then pulls all those better people in, and then we hit another 3%, and then once we get a little bit further out, we reset everything, and then we're retargeting those people for different pages. So like the power washing quote page on our website, that's a different ad as well. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty.
Where did you learn all of this?
This Facebook marketing expert, honestly, they came through big time. We hit 44,000 impressions in a month on one of our things. It got shared by a local like influencer type person. It went crazy, and then Facebook were like, you guys are doing awesome, we want you to pay us more. So like it's basically what they did. They assigned a person, so with our budgets used more, and now we spend 3/4 of what we used to spend, and we get 10 times the results. It's crazy. Awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, it's really cool. But we've just changed so much about the business recently, like switching to the next day cleans, bringing on Jake. Our order process is like way smoother. We changed our pricing around. Like everything's changed. It's really cool. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, but it's still tough. Like it's a lot of people see it and they're like, "Oh, you guys are doing awesome." And I'm like, "Yeah, but as we've grown, a lot of business owners listen to this. So like, this is the way I explain our business. When we were tiny, we had that little truck. Our overhead was tiny, but our sales were pretty good. So we were going like this. Then we bought that second truck, and it just went like this. We hired people, it just went like this. And now it's getting here, and we're about to get a third truck, and then it will really start motoring, and then like you'll see us doing some much bigger things. Like I have a list. I have a list at home on a board that everything we want to do, and it's wild. Really, like, it's like 5 trucks, 5 power washing trucks, in-house mechanic. Like as we get these bigger jobs, and as we get these more customers, we're just gonna grow and grow and grow and be this trash. We're gonna be. I want to. This is like a legacy play. Yeah. So like a lot of, not my friends, but like a lot of people I know, they do like fuck around widget businesses. That's what I heard someone say that. Like they do businesses where like, I'm gonna do this, and it doesn't work after 3 months. They try something else, and I'm like, bro, just sit down and sit on it for 2 years. Yeah. Like, we're still nowhere near where we should, where I want to be. Right. And we're 2 years in. Yeah. Like it's gonna so I'm a big car guy. I had to sell my car. Like it sucks. That sucks. I don't have a car now. I have a 50cc scooter, 2 trucks. Like I rock around this scooter and 2 trucks. But me and my girlfriend were lucky enough to buy a really nice car last week for her that I can use. Yeah. So we sold my little stupid race car to get her something better. And like, you know, I was lucky enough, like this time last year, I was checking my account to see if I could afford $38 worth of groceries. And then now we just bought like a new car. So it's kind of nice. Like it's getting better. And the last 6 months have been like a total transformation, but it's still rough. Like, you know, we'll sit there and I've got all these plans. I'm like, the most frustrating bit is like, okay, we just need more sales. So my process now is I'm learning just how to get more sales and how to get more sales. But yeah, this is like a legacy play. I'm not going to like jump to something else. Like we added power washing, but like I hired someone to focus on it. Because my thing is like trash can cleaning. Yeah. Because in 3 years, like the biggest beasts in the business are like green mango. Like if we're anything like green mango in 3 to 5 years, I'll be a happy boy. Yeah. But then the goalpost just moves. Right. The goalpost just keep going. It just moves. It just keeps going. Like the other day, it was kind of weird. I got not emotional, but kind of like euphoric, like happy at home because. Like I say, this time last year really sucked. I was out cleaning the cans like on my own, like doing it all on my own, and it really did suck. Like it was at a point where I was like, okay, this is not fun anymore. Like this is not fun. I know building a business is tough, but like this isn't even enjoyable. And then now, you know, last Friday, Jake, my employee, took the truck out. You know, me and my girlfriend were cooking in the kitchen like Friday at 8 a.m. like up dancing to music. Like I was like, you know, this is where it's supposed to be. Yeah. And then the goalpost just moves. I'm like, God, it'd be cool if we had a pool outside. Like it'd be cool if we had another truck. Like had sending out 2 employees. But yeah, like it's kind of nice to hit these little goals. But then the big I'm just constantly moving the goalposts. Like at home, I'll have like a thing of what we want to do monthly in sales, and I put it up and we hit it, and I'm just like, oh. Shit, I don't change that. She's like, oh, you hit it. I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I didn't think you'd do that for 3 months. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like this is doing a while, and then we'll change it. And it's nice. Like it's a cool feeling. Like it's good. Yeah, it's definitely nice to have a business that's scalable rather than just the design where everything's virtual. It's nice just to see the people. Yeah, let's see the people being like, hey, I love your service. Like, and little stuff like, you know, we'll get someone on a Facebook like community group will say, I need a trash can cleaning company, and we're recommended 10 times, and I just stumble on it, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like this is a business like I've built. Like this is wild. And it's just really weird. Like I keep having to remind myself like, oh, this is something you actually built. Like because I'm just seeing it day to day. And most people see it from like day one of the little truck, and now I've got 2 trucks. Yeah, they just see the finished product. Yeah, they don't like it. Everything looks easy from the outside, is a good saying. But it's cool. Like it's paying off at like 1% at a time, which is like really cool. But like my goals are insane. Like the cars that like I'm a materialistic guy. I'll be honest. Like I like it. I don't have kids. Don't think I'm ever gonna have kids. So it's like. I'm gonna have dope cars. Cars. Like I want the AMG wagon, the Mercedes AMG wagon. It's $100,000. Like I feel sick when I think about spending $100,000 on a car. But awesome. I want to be at a point where I don't feel sick spending $100,000. But not only that, my employees also drive sick cars. My employees also be able to do cool stuff because I'm able to pay them out like the right way. You know, they see me buying a toy and they're not like, you know, fuck that guy. He's I'm a minimum wage. He's driving $100,000 car. Like, fuck this guy. They're like, oh yeah, I just was able to take my family to Hawaii. Like stuff like that. You know, our sales guy next year, 2021, our sales guy will earn $100,000 a year. If he carries on, if he carries on the way he's going, he'll earn $100,000 next year, which is $100,000 more than I earn. So yeah, it's kind of cool. But awesome. Yeah, it's kind of nice to like see those. But I'll be honest, I use materialistic things and things that I can involve me and Tara, my girlfriend, with. Like, let's go on vacation. That's a materialistic thing, going on vacation. Yeah. It is. I want to do that sort of stuff, and it helps me push a little harder. Like selling my car. That's okay, right? Dude, selling my car sucked. Yeah. I was like, I really don't want to do this. Like, this really sucks. And I used to have this big comic book collection and this big, like, Star Wars and Marvel collectible collection. It's all gone because we struggled. That 10 months where it was part-time, I didn't know what we were doing, like, where we were going and stuff, and I ended up selling everything. That sucks. Like, I don't want to have to do that again. So it's nice, like, getting out of that initial struggle phase. But yeah, man, whoever says like you shouldn't use materialistic things, like, shut up. Like, sorry, but like,
whatever motivates you.
Whatever motivates you, like
makes you happy.
Yeah, like I say, last Friday I was dancing in the living room with my girlfriend at 8 a.m. That made me super happy. Yeah. But also hopping in a Lambo is probably super happy too. Like at the age of 50, you know. But Nick, our investor, basically says it comes with it. Like as you grow and succeed and stuff, the toys just come with it. Like they're part of the journey, which is cool. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have like a little. I couldn't have done this podcast a year ago. I was out cleaning trash cans. We didn't have any employees. We had such a narrow mindset of like, well, hiring someone costs $1,000 a month. No, it doesn't. If you waste that time and sit around and play video games and like take that time to make $1,500,
exactly,
and it makes you $500.
Yeah.
Like, we have this discussion. We have this owners group with the trash can cleaning, and a big thing for us was our website. When you go to our website, you can do everything on it. You don't need to call us, text us, nothing. You can go in and sign up on the website, track when we're going to be there, everything from the website. It's awesome. There's companies out there, and that costs about $300 a year to have that system. There's companies out there who are like, well, it costs $300 a year. Yeah, you guys are spending 2 hours a day calling leads because they come in a contact form on your website. You know that 2 hours a day, if you called every local Starbucks and offered them power washing, you get 2.
Yeah.
And you'd make $900 a month versus your $300. Like, that's the way. That was the mind switch. Like,
well, time is money.
Time is money. Like, the mind switch was like, okay, I've got to hire someone. Yeah, it's going to cost me $1,500 a month. But one, I get to give someone a job, which is sweet. Two, I get someone where I can be like, hey Jake, can you run to the power washing shop and grab me 2 gallons of this chemical? It's 30 miles away. It's right by his house. Yeah, no problem. I don't have the time to go and do that. I can pay him to do it.
Right.
Like, having that, we wouldn't have got Popeyes and Starbucks and things like that without having someone in the truck.
Yeah.
That's the most expensive part. But yeah, it's really cool. Yeah,
that's super cool.
It's sweet. Yeah, it's a nice place to be now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Quick question for you. So you mentioned kind of like a year ago or so back where you just weren't happy with it. You knew that, you were miserable. What was kind of the transition from going from there to being like, okay, like this is still hard. I'm still grinding, but I'm happy now.
Honestly, getting the equipment that could back up the goal. Having like, it's so hard to vision like we're gonna have all these customers and all this vision if we're like not pushing anything intentionally because our equipment can't take it.
Yeah. So
having the equipment to like back up the vision and the goal was huge because then I was operating at about 40% capacity. Like, I can't push this company as where I want it to be. We got a company called us and they were like, hey, we want you to do this many cans. It was like 160 cans. I'm like, we can't do that many. Like, we can't do that many. We're going to have to hire someone and we can't make the money. I'm like, this makes no sense. Like, this is ridiculous. Having that and then being like, all right, let's go. Like, got a sales guy, let's go. And then we hit the ground. This last week, since everything's opened back up, like, obviously, Starbucks closed, Popeyes closed, all our commercial was closed.
Oh, yeah.
Closed. We made no money off commercial stuff, which is fine. Trash can cleaning was growing. But this week, we've rebooked all of our commercial things straight away. Yeah. And, like, having the equipment and the means to take the big jobs is huge. That was the big mindset switch. As soon as I got that call, like, hey, there's a truck, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask him if he'll self-finance. You know, like, what the worst he's going to say is no.
Exactly.
You don't ask the question. You get no, like, you don't never know. It's like, we self-finance? Yeah, of course. Perfect. Within 3 days, we have the truck on our driveway. Like, it's just asking the little questions. And if I wouldn't have asked that question, because I was really nervous to ask that question, we'd be in business, but it'd be very slow. You wouldn't know who we are and anything like that. There's no way. That big truck is a little godsend for sure. Yeah. Big time. Yeah.
Why didn't you just give up when everything was hard?
I knew that this is going to be something huge eventually. I knew that something was going to break. Something was going to go well soon. Yeah. It was more, and you know, you've got all these people who love the service, knowing that that's going to kind of suck when we have to email all these people and be like, hey, we no longer do business. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It kept pushing me. I took my foot off the design company, and that took a long time to get all those clients. So I was like, damn, I can't go back now because I've been like, hey, sorry guys, I'm too busy to do that. Like, I've got to move on to bigger things. Here's a different designer, and he does a great job for less money. So, but yeah, having that, and then my girlfriend massively, Tara, she was like, no, this is going to be a thing. You have to keep going. You have to keep going. And my dad too. Like, my dad's a grinder. He's a hairdresser, and he's a grinder. He works at a salon in England, and he does all the private work. And he's 60, and he's still like grinding every day. And I used to see him getting up at like 5 a.m. and go to work, and just like little things like that. Yeah. And just knowing that, okay, it's gonna break. Like the ceiling and the shit time is gonna break. Yeah. It's gonna break where you get all the like the good stuff, like everything good happens. Something good's gonna happen soon, and then two things really good happen, and then. You know, I've got not mentors, but there's guys in the industry I look up to. There's a guy in California and a guy in Texas who have like 3 trucks each. They're billing $400,000 a year, and they're 6 years in. It's a lot of money for trash can cleaning. Yeah. It's a lot, and they're 6 years in. And I organized when COVID happened. I organized a big Zoom call with all the trash can cleaning owners. I'm like, okay, let's find out what worked. Yeah. So I organized it, and there was like 20 people on there, and those guys came on and they birthed knowledge onto the call, and since I've applied their knowledge, that's been a massive thing to the growth too, and learning from them. But I don't know the full stats, but I think I'm right in saying last time I checked there was like 1,024 trash can cleaning businesses registered in the US and only like 129 left. So like when I'm like, okay, the 129 left are raking it in, and the 129 left are the people who were like, this sucks, this is shitty, this sucked, the machine's breaking down, but they didn't give up. They just kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing, and then that's it. And then when I was selling all my stuff, I was like, this can't be for nothing. This can't be for nothing. Like, it sounds so like whack, but I had like the replica lightsabers from Star Wars, like the metal ones that are like really cool. They're a couple $100 each. I had a helmet that was a couple $100, like it was a movie replica. I had a signed Spider-Man comic from Stan Lee. I've still got 2 of them, but I had 4. I had those, and I had to sell them. I was like, this can't be for nothing. I'm not gonna sell all this stuff to be sat there at the end, like twiddling my thumbs. No, like in 10 years, I'll look back and be like, okay, now it was worth it. But like I say, this is a legacy play. It's not every time I feel like, oh, this really sucks, something good happens, or I get off my ass and go and change something. So I'm like, okay, I was thinking about implementing that. Let's do it. And I implement it, and then it works, or it doesn't work, and then I learn from it. But it's a legacy play. It's 10 years. If in 10 years we're not anywhere, then I'll maybe quit. But this is a 10-year play. It's there's a reason. There's 1,000 pest control companies in the valley. The ones that are the biggest have been around the longest. There's some that are out there have got the most money, but the ones that have been the biggest have usually been around the longest. Go AC. They're 60 years, and they've got 150 trucks. It's pretty cool. It probably took them 20 years to get 10. You know, it takes a long time.
But everyone just sees the finished result, and they're like, I just want that.
Yeah, dude, everyone's just like, quick. Selling my car sucks. Most people of my age are like buying cars. Like one of my buddies back home has a Lamborghini, and I'm like, that's really cool. Like, and he started his business a year ago. He's doing really well, but you know, he got a lot of money invested into it and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, I can't, and that's the big thing. I used to look at other people's shit, and now I don't. Now I don't care. I'm just like, I know what I want. I know where we've got to get to, and this is not a widget, quick time business. I want our customers. I want them for 20 years. Like, you know, and eventually AI and robotics will take over. That we don't even need to get out of the truck. Right now, we get out of the truck and we load it into the loader. And we press the buttons and it cleans it. Soon we'll be able to roll up in the next 4 years, I'm sure, and it'll have an arm like Town of Gilbert has. They have this big arm that comes down, and it'll automatically clean it. I want to be one of the first guys with that. I want to have the business to buy that technology and implement that stuff. But this is a 10-year play for sure. It has to be. Yeah, because all the graphic design business was 3 years, and it was good. It was great. It was a lot of fun, but this is a 10-year play for sure.
And you sacrificed a lot. It wasn't just like all this luck fell into your hands. Like you gave stuff up.
We got an investor, and the money was like.
But when you think it wasn't a huge amount of money right away.
$35,000 isn't a lot of money. I mean, it is, but if I handed you $35,000, you can do one or two things: put a deposit on a house, which you then got to pay a mortgage, or you can go buy a $35,000 car, or you can invest it. Like you can't do much. You can't live off $35,000 for more than a year. Right. You've got bills. Like you can't do much with it. And we spent it all. Like, you know, we bought a truck, we put 3 down on a truck, and then we bought the machine, and then the machine kept going wrong. We had an $8,000 repair bill in month 4. Wow. Like, our machine went wrong in month 4, and it cost us nearly $8,000 in total repairs in a month, like on a machine that was $20,000. So, you know, it was, but I've sacrificed time, energy, and pretty much everything I own. But it's coming back, which is awesome. Like being able to like do stuff on the weekends, like being able to buy like a nice, like it sounds so ridiculous when I say this, but being at the grocery store and being able to be like, okay, that's a cheap steak and the steak that's $3 more. It's nice to be able to grab the one that's $3 more just for now. Like that's a little goal that I reached, and I'm happy about that. Like it's nice to be able to go in and be like, it's a Sunday, I'm gonna have a few beers on a Sunday and relax instead of panicking about everything that's going on. Yeah, it's nice to be able to do that, and those are just little wins. And
just like, quality of life, right?
Yeah, and the big wins are just the little wins. Yeah, and the little wins come from little good decisions. Like, and that's it. And it's okay to make really bad decisions because I've made plenty. But like, it's like now it's like it's kind of moving, and the employees do like 80% of like the hard stuff. Yeah, I just do the mentally hard stuff. That's cool. But it's giving up was not an option. Yeah, not an option. If anything, we would have like gone to power wash and then come back to can cleaning until we got the equipment. But like I said, like the truck landed on our lap. It's still a big ass payment each month. Like we self-financed it, and it's a great deal, and like what we did was awesome, but it's still a big payment each month. Like paying an employee, it's a big payment. You know, your insurance, we're running 4,500 psi. Like the insurance to have a 20-year-old run a 4,500 psi machine is a lot of money. Stuff like that, it adds up. But it's growing. I'm really happy with like where the company's going. Like really happy.
I'm curious, did anything you learn, like the intensity of MMA, kind of translate over to just not giving up and pushing through?
Big time, especially with the manual labor side of things, like being out there cleaning cans. When you've been in a cage with someone who's beating the living daylights out of you, like, and then they go time, and then you grab water, and then someone else comes in and they beat the living death out of you in training. The fights weren't hard. The training was really hard. The fights were just like, oh, I've done this a million times, and this guy's no way near as good as the guy who I train with. The fights, they just hit a bit harder because they can go 100%. But you know, I was a striker, training with wrestlers, and being a wrestler, it's a different type of grind. And I would get beat up daily, every single day, and then being out there cleaning cans, it translates because it's 110 outside. I'm cleaning a trash can. It's heat. I'm sweating. Like, it's not fun. It's not fun. But being in an uncomfortable position is good. I like it's good. And MMA has taught me to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. Yeah. So you know, when you're on the bottom and someone's hitting you in the head, you're like, okay, I've got to stop thinking about getting hit in the head. I've got to think about what I've got to get to do to stop getting hit in the head. I can't focus on getting hit. I've got to focus on the step to stop getting hit, to stop him being able to hit me, not protecting, but going forward. Like, and it's that, and it's more of like, okay, I need to get this done because I need a break, and when you get a break, basically the can takes about 10 minutes, and then you get a break. So it's kind of like the rounds, like you're out there sweating, like getting it, and then you get a little break, and then you go out and sweat it. But being uncomfortable and being comfortable in the uncomfortable is where you should be, and doing the hard thing is super important too. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I picked up a really good saying off one about 10 years ago, and it's the path of greatest resistance always yields the greatest rewards. Simple. If you do the hard stuff, the good stuff comes. It's easy. Nick, our investor, always says be brave. Anytime, like when I went to him, like, hey, this truck, you know, I think about getting this truck, and it would expand the business. Our overhead would quadruple. What do you think? And he literally replied, like, be brave, do it. Fortune favors the brave. So stuff like that. It's MMA is very, because especially when you're in the tunnel and you're waiting and you're like, oh, this is like kind of scary. And every fighter in the world has that 1% in their brain that says, you shouldn't be doing this. You're getting paid usually nothing to be out there and get beat up in front of these people. Right. This is wild. And then your 99%, it's the boss brain versus like the not so boss brain. Like it's the 99% that makes you go out. And like when you can tune that 99% to like 99.9%, and then it goes to 100, and you no longer have that voice, that's when it gets like good. But you know, I ran the truck last week and we had 70 stops, and I'm like looking down, it's set 6 hours in, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop 65. I got 5 left, it's 110 outside. I could go home right now. That's my 1%. And then I'm like, no, I've got business to run. I gotta clean these cans. For sure. Like, and it's just that little difference. I mean, like, you know, and I remember sitting there in my bed about a year ago, and I thought, and I worked out in my head for like 5 minutes, okay, I could call these design clients and get those back, and we could sell the truck for this amount, we could sell the machine for that amount, and the customer refund would be this. And then I told my girlfriend, she was like, what are you talking about? Why did you even come up with that? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And that's the 1%. And now that doesn't happen so much. It Like it just doesn't. If it
That's
does,
awesome.
I like look on our Facebook page and see the reviews. And I'm like, yeah, we're definitely doing a good thing. But yeah, reminding myself like we're doing the good thing, and like we're every little hard thing we do is paying off in the right ways. Is really good. Like say, like a year ago, I couldn't see an end. There wasn't this moment right now wasn't available a year ago. It just wasn't. Checking my phone to see if we can afford groceries really sucked. Like that was really rough. Like it was a rough time. I don't want to ever have to do that again. So that's why I work a little bit harder too. But yeah, we're nowhere near where we should be, like where I want to be. But it's nice to have the little break. Like it's the little breaks in between the hard. It's nice. I'll be honest. Yeah, it's cool.
So from getting started to like your vision that you have now, it sounds like you're pretty business savvy. Did you have like a mentor that kind of told you how to get started and how to grow and scale a business, or how did you figure all that out? So
yes and no. Like my dad's always been kind of like there and good advice, but he's very a follow your heart kind of guy. Like what do I do here? What do you feel's right? And I'm like, that's not an answer. like, I asked you for a definitive answer. I mean, well, I think this, and that's kind of nice. But like growing up in a cold calling sales environment, I picked up so much information from those guys. Like my team lead, who I was originally under in cold calling, Clark, he taught me a lot, loads. And then my other managers who I went to the next job, like Steve and Tom, they taught me loads too. And I'm just picking up little things from them. Yeah. As a sales guy, being sat, this close to the CEO's office was really cool too. In my old sales job, we sat that close to the CEO, and he's, driving an R8, and he's got this beautiful home, and being able to pick his brain too. And I always try and be heard, which means I always be able to ask questions. So I'm always trying to pick up something, and a good example is a good friend of mine worked for PayPal, and he took me to his Christmas party. Big mistake. So he took me to his PayPal Christmas party, and I got super drunk. But this was before I got super drunk. Before I got super drunk, I saw a guy stood on his own, and he looked super important. Yeah. And I'm like, that guy looks super important. My friend's like, don't go and talk to him. He's like the owner of the PayPal AZ or something. Okay. Some bullshit. Man, I'm gonna go talk to him. I walk home, I'm like, what's up? You look important. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, and I had a 45-minute conversation with him. And he's like, no one here wants to talk to me because they're all scared of me. And I'm like, let's have a drink. And that's like the difference of being like, I think sales has taught me to approach people who I want to learn from. Yeah. And I don't have a specific mentor. Our investor Nick is a mentor to me, but he's very, very relaxed, but he's very smart. It was his idea to get like a full-time sales guy. And but yeah, I pick up from different people. There's two guys in the industry who I bug constantly for advice. The two guys in Texas and California. Yeah. The California guy's British, so it's awesome. So I just call it's great. But yeah, I pick up from those guys. But I would love a mentor, like a full-time, but you can't ask someone for that. Nick, our investor, is the closest thing I've got, and he's incredible. I can call him with any question. He gives me great advice. Yeah. But someone who understands the business and is a mentor, I pick those guys' brains. But I'm just a sponge. I listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of sales podcasts. I get worn out on those. Then I'll go back to like marketing, or I'll go back to like a comedy one. But yeah, I just try and learn from everyone who's been in the space not who's making the most, but who's been in the space the longest. The guys who have got 3 or 4 trucks are probably operating at 5 to 20% profit, and the guys who have got 1 truck are probably operating at 50% profit. Right. But personally, I would rather have $1 million business operating at 10% profit than a $500,000 business operating at 50% profit. Even though that's more money, the legacy play of the million is bigger. Yeah. And then eventually when you get an exit strategy, you've got to have a big business. Yeah. When you want to exit, which 10, 20 years, you have to have a big business. Mm-hmm. If the business revolves around me, it's a hobby. I couldn't walk away yet, but in a year, I don't want to walk away from this ever. But in a year, I'd like the business to be self-sustainable without me. Right. I'll still be grinding and working, but but it can run. You never know life. Like if something crazy happens, I'm crossing the street and I get hit by a bus, the business doesn't die. Yeah. The business doesn't die with me. So it's one of those things. It's a legacy play. It has to run. All good businesses run without the CEO. If you don't show up for 10 days, they still run. Yeah. So that's what I want it to be like. Yeah. But it's
Nice. That's sweet. Tell me real quickly about the name and the logo, how you came up with Trash Pandas.
Yeah, so I'm a big Marvel fan, and then my old business partner Matt was from Boston, and they call raccoons trash pandas. And then
Oh,
I heard it
really?
on Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
So yeah, and that's why the raccoons on the side of the truck. I should have worn a logo shirt. I'll just like this one.
Yeah, because it's pandas, but the
We've got
logos
blue
are
ones.
raccoon.
Yeah, we've got blue ones and red ones.
Oh,
and
really?
People think they're political. So
Oh.
they'll be like, oh, and I'll be like, yeah, it's not. Like, it's just
Just trash cans.
Yeah, exactly, just trash cans. But yeah, the name and then the logo. I was kind of drawing it out and designing it, and my girlfriend sat next to me, and she like kind of told me where to put it together. So it's kind of the logo is her creative space, which as a designer it should have been mine, really.
Yeah.
And then the name was kind of a mix of like my old business partner's suggestion, like, oh yeah, that would work really cool. Let's put AZ in front of it, because then when we go to other states, like we own CA Trash Pandas, we own all the
Really?
websites. Yeah,
Just
so,
like LLCs or
just the websites. For
the
now.
websites.
Yeah.
Domains.
And then because if they open up there, I can sell them a domain, which is another kind of like thing I can do. But yeah, in AZ we own like we own all the domains like yourcansstink.com, like stinky cans, aztrashcans.com, and all these crazy ones. But yeah, the name.
Do you find a lot of like traffic coming from
we
those?
get a lot from the yourcansstink.com, because we have stickers that we kind of like put here and there. But yeah, mostly it's just straight our website. We've kind of cornered Google, which is awesome. But yeah, the name's cool. I like the name. It's a talking point. People come up like, oh my god, it's awesome! I love that name.
Yeah.
Like and then the raccoons on the side of the truck. Yeah. I want to rewrap the truck. I actually want to make it like a big raccoon, like with the stripes and stuff.
That's cool.
It's expensive to wrap
a
the truck.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though.
Sweet. Well, hey, like this has been awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, me and
It's a
Don
pleasure
have
being
just
here.
been sponges soaking it up. It's been a lot of fun. So let's kind of wrap it up here. Anything else you'd like to say to everyone before we kind of wrap?
A lot
it
of
up?
business owners, right?
Yeah.
I honestly there's two things that you kind of live by. The path of greatest resistance yields the greatest rewards, and speak your truth even if your voice trembles. Don't ever be afraid to tell people how you feel.
Awesome.
Run your business. Don't let the business run you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it right there, guys. So now we're gonna get into our game segment.
Let's do it.
We play this little game. So me and Dallin have a bunch of questions, and you have 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. So like one word answers, rapid fire.
Okay, got you.
We're just gonna go as quick as we can. Dallin, you got the clock ready?
Got the clock. Let me know when you got
I'll
the
get
questions.
the questions. I got them.
Okay, we will start in 3, 2, 1.
Superpower.
Invisibility.
Favorite junk food?
Pizza.
Music you turn on when nobody's around.
Arctic Monkeys.
If you're stuck on an island, what would you bring?
A book.
Favorite quote.
Path of greatest resistance yields the greatest rewards.
Favorite book?
Probably 4-hour work week.
Nice.
If you could have dinner with anyone in time, who would it be?
My granddad White.
Best podcast?
MFC Andy Frisella.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Miley Cyrus.
Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Jordan.
Oh yeah. TV show you could binge watch.
The Office.
Conspiracy theory you believe?
Obviously aliens. 24/7. They're around. They're knocking around. 100%. Yeah.
If you could turn an inanimate object into something that was living, what would it be?
That lamp.
Nice.
I think we got 14. And I think that might be a record.
That's the record.
Yeah, that's the record.
It's like Disney when the lamp's dancing.
Yeah.
Fantasia. Like when that happened when I was a kid, I was like, is that lamp dancing? Oh yeah, lamp's dancing. Fantasia's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's
Cool.
the record. We're putting together a leaderboard, so you'll be right there at the
There
top.
we go.
when we do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have any prize to give out. But
There we go.
It's a
That's
pride
awesome.
thing, so.
Yeah, that's cool. Love it.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay, man. Well, yeah, like Rich said, we've loved having you on here. It's been super cool
it's been
to
great.
hear your story and
Yeah.
hear the advice and tips you have. Kind of let people know real quickly where they can find you if they're interested in your business.
Facebook, Instagram, it's just Az Trash Pandas. We worked hard to get everything in the same name. Website, aztrashpandas.com.
Yeah.
Phone number, 480-881-0858. If you want to book a trash can cleaning, shoot us a call, give us a text, hit our website. Easy as that.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is it like
That's
a recurring thing?
Yeah,
when they
so
do it,
monthly, quarterly, or one time. One time's the most expensive. Most people don't do a one time. They love it, service, they sign up. Quarterly every 3 months, and then we service Gilbert, Mesa, Queen Creek, Chandler, and Ahwatukee.
And if you get him enough customers, we'll go wherever.
Yeah, we'll go wherever you want. If you get 50 customers, we'll go anywhere in the valley. Because we basically take the truck up the night before.
Nice.
So yeah, we stay in a hotel, get it done.
Okay, cool. Sweet man. Well, yeah, thanks again for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having us, guys.
It's
Yeah,
been awesome.
We'll catch you later.
We'll see you.